Here's Haselman. Oh, and he's plunked. And Haselman's charging the mound. What in the world is that all about? Oh, an ugly brawl. The bullpen's now empty. And Haselman really jumped all over Mike Mussina. And you just hope somebody didn't get hurt. Now another big scrum to the left of the pitcher's mound. His body's flying all over the place. They finally have separated Haselman from Mussina. Boy, oh boy. You only hope that the pitcher and the catcher and everybody else involved isn't hurt. And more pushing and shoving now. Now another brawl breaks out. Jay Buhner gets involved. Randy Johnson's involved as well with somebody else. Oh boy, this is ugly. This is awful. Now Tino Martinez and Elrod Hendricks are squaring off. And finally order nearly restored. Now bodies fly again. Well, this is a shame. It really is a shame. Boy, oh boy. An ugly scene here in Camden Yards. And the 46,000 fans here rightfully booing. Sutcliffe and Norm Charlton are really screaming at each other. Everybody trying to keep order in place. John McLaren's right in the middle of it too.
Well, McLaren's trying to break it up.
Randy Johnson and Sutcliffe now nose to nose.
Well, we may not be finished with this thing just yet.
There are some angry folks wearing the visiting colors today in Baltimore. And it really puts an ugly blemish on a fine pitching performance by Mike Mussina. The last thing he wants to do is hit somebody with a 5-1 lead. Now more words are spoken. Somebody charging in.
Yeah, what you got to be careful of right here, you get in there, someone's liable to blindside you and take a cheap shot. Charlton still wants somebody. Charlton still wants to go after, I think, Mills.
Charlton, oh, and a punch is thrown by the Orioles. Now it's gotten ugly again. We might need to get the law enforcement folks down here to clean this up. This is unbelievable. This is awful. Now umpires are just throwing people out.
Yeah, there are going to be a lot of guys ejected from this, and there's going to be a lot of fines. Keep in mind, the coaches are trying to break that thing up as well as they can. Umpires doing the same, but you're just outnumbered.
Norm Charlton is beside himself. So's Jay Buhner. And more skirmishes back and forth. This is ugly. Perhaps a sense of the frustration that this Mariner ball club has felt in the first 2 games here in Baltimore. It has reached a boiling point. Norm Charlton, uniform shredded, heads back to the Seattle dugout.
Well, hopefully that is the end of it. Hopefully.
And now the umpires finally able to separate the teams and get the players separated. We'll have to sort out and see who's been thrown out of the game. Certainly Haselman will be. But what you have to wonder too is the health of Mike Mussina, the health of Chris Bosio, and let's see and take a look again at how it all started.
Well, Haselman hit a home run his last time up, and bang, he gets hit in the shoulder. And there he goes. And that's when the melee begins. Of course, you have to remember, Bosio has thrown 2 pitches behind 2 of the Oriole hitters.
They'll give Haselman a 10 for the takedown, boy.
Now the umpires are going to have to get together and determine who has been ejected from the game. And with as many fights that broke out, I don't know whether you have enough guys to finish this game or not.
A lot of folks will be tossed out of this thing. But there were punches thrown. We are certain of that. If Mussina was throwing at Haselman with a 5-1 lead, shame on him. But if he's throwing at the Mariners, trying to protect his hitters, you can understand that. I just don't think, Ron, that Chris Bosio is trying to hit anybody. I don't think he has that much control yet after coming back from his injury.
I can understand where somebody might get knocked down. After all, they had two of the Orioles had balls thrown behind them, and so I think that may have gotten the attention of the Orioles and Mussina. And so when Haselman came up to the plate with 2 men out, you are a candidate. And take a look from center field. Going to hit him right on the shoulder. Plus the fact you have 2 guys on the mound that had the best control in the league last year. You had Bosio walked 1.7 and Mussina walked 1.8. There's the fight once again. So when you have 2 pitchers out there like that, and all of a sudden you have pitchers thrown behind guys and one up there on the shoulder of Haselman, it would make one think.
Boy, great camera work by our crew here in Baltimore.
And once again, that was only the first of about 8 or 9 or 10 fights.
Yeah, this one continued for about 10 minutes, it seemed, and then order was restored, and then the activity began again. And now both managers are politicking with the umpires to say, look, if you're going to throw out this guy, you got to throw out that guy too.
But there may be, who knows, Harold Reynolds may be in there. Look at Piniella, he's upset.
He's been tossed, I think. Lou Piniella's first ejection as the Mariner manager comes in very memorable circumstances after a bench bullpen clearing brawl.
Why do I have the feeling that there are more Mariners that have been ejected than that of the Baltimore Orioles? And I think maybe that is the thing that has got Piniella upset.